Hey everyone, John from Beyond ARTV. It's time for another episode of Hate It or Love It, and today we're finally going to be talking about why people love something in the form of 5 reasons why people love Paramore. Paramore are an alternative rock band. They've had roots in pop punk and other forms of rock, maybe a little bit of emo perhaps also in there, even creeping into the lyrical style of their most recent album at the time of recording this video, After Laughter. But one thing remains true, there are a lot of reasons to actually get behind this band, support them, and love them. Not only am I a fan, but as always, I go online, scour the interwebs, and find reasons why people consistently praise this group. I've been working on this episode for a while because I did want to do one that leaned towards the love instead of the hate. I hope that you guys enjoy this episode. Let me know what you think and let me know why you love Paramore in the comment section down below, or even why you hate them if you do have a genuine reason why to do so. Anyways, drop a like on the video and let's go ahead and get into it. Even if you've just gotten into Paramore in the past few years, you've probably heard a lot about lineup changes, band members shuffling, people coming, going, coming back, Zach Farrow, obviously the drummer, being back in the band at this point, and everybody being a little bit more creatively involved. There's been a lot of drama throughout Paramore's 10 plus years of existence now. It's been about 15, I suppose, and that's crazy to think about, but there's been many band members that have come, left, and everybody's just kind of left in the mix of wondering, well, what's going to happen on the next album? But one of the reasons why I feel like people love this band is the fact that even throughout all of this, they have remained consistent. The quality is still there, and even though it is different styles of music that they make now compared to their debut album, All We Know Is Falling, Riot, even the change to Brand New Eyes, and then again to the self-titled and up to After Laughter, everything is different, but the quality and the benchmark that they hit is nearly always there. First, let's take a listen to a clip from their early days and see what was going on there. Now I'm gonna play you something from their most recent album, and even though it is definitely more poppier, it's grounded in a pop rock disco groove that's almost undeniable. Here you go. Need I say more? I think the music mostly speaks for itself, and to those who are quick to label, oh, they sold out, need I remind you that this was actually their least commercially successful album to date, which is definitely sad. It was a steep fallout from the numbers of Paramore, the self-titled album, to After Laughter. It didn't really have the big hits on it like the self-titled did, but still, people are going to throw that label on them. I guess there's not much you can do, but let me just remind you, pay attention to the lyrics, pay attention to the music, and maybe you will be convinced, because the songwriting and everything else is still there. If there's one thing that people normally remember about Paramore, especially if it's their first time ever listening to them, it's normally the vocals and just the power of Hayley Williams. She has a towering voice at times, one that can compel and shout and be a little bit more out there and outrageous and zany, but she can also really wind it back in, and that's shown on some of their slower tracks like In the Morning and 26. It's something that can be vulnerable and emotional, but can also cry out and beat down those who are trying to decry and take her down. It's something where I've always seen it as a staple of the band, not only in the studio, but also in a live setting. Here's a quick clip of some of her live vocals.
This heart, it beats for only you. This heart, it beats for only you. My heart is yours.
As someone who has seen Paramore in concert 3 times at this point, I can definitely say that even though she's gotten a little bit older, maybe she can't quite hit every single note like she did in the live shows back in the day, the talent is still there and often phenomenal with the way that she's able to knock it out of the park, both live and on the studio recordings. Something that I've noticed about Paramore in the past 5 years and have also admired simultaneously is the fact that they have such an accepting and diverse and large fan base. It's like a large family. Often people say that like, oh, it's the Logan Paul family or the Jake Paul family. Subscribe so you're a part of my family, or listen to our music so that you're a part of it. No, it doesn't feel like a marketing scheme here. In fact, it seems like there's genuine passion stemming from the band themselves, and it bleeds its way into the community. And I say diverse because yes, it's old and new fans, but also all different races and all different types of people. It's like a melting pot. And I saw a recent article where it talked about how black fans are actually really embracing Paramore, and Hayley Williams was talking about the fact that there were so many beautiful faces out in the crowd. And that's not something that you always see, honestly. You go to a lot of concerts, and it's honestly kind of weird to see that everybody's like white. Not hating on that, because obviously I'm white myself, but it would be nice to see a little bit more diversity, people getting into every style of music, and it seems like it really resonates with a large fan base here. I like that. I like the fact that the band is really open about this and just embracing of it, surrounding their fans with a giant hug saying, let's focus on friends and art and music and let's have fun. Despite the lineup changes that we've already discussed, it's pretty clear that Paramore are always about that attention to detail in their sound. They're constantly perfecting and taking their time on albums. It's not something where you're gonna see a record every year or even every 2 years. It's something where they take their time and Hayley finds her voice, her lyrics, and also whoever it was playing bass in the past or playing guitar. It's clear that the patterns are there, the layering, and just the depth of the guitars, whether it be bass or electric. And the drumming is something that's skilled, whether even it leans a little bit more poppy or has something that's a little bit more driving on some of the searing tracks like Part 2. It's a fantastic thing that I love because I am such a huge music nerd and a fan of things that I just don't always hear on every record, and it's something that even though they might have changed up their sound, it's always something where you can put some headphones on and listen to that bass that's pumping and thriving and the drums that are swerving and driving all over the place. They always have that attention to detail, and I think it's something that fans really appreciate about them. My final point that I've landed on also kind of ties into the third one where I talked about their diverse and loving fan base. It's something where they obviously have welcoming fans to new fans of the band, but also the band themselves are just great to their fans. Hayley Williams often gets on the Paramore account on Instagram, Twitter, or just wherever a live chat or something like that, and interacts with people, reposts their fan art, talks with them, replies to tweets, or even likes or favorites. It's something that a lot of bands don't do, and it sounds so simple, even so silly in a way, but it means a lot to so many people. Obviously, Paramore are not the only band that do this, but I have noticed that they seem to have a genuine down-to-earth personality about them. That's it for this episode of Hate It or Love It. What did you guys think about the 5 reasons why people love Paramore? Let me know in the comment section down below. Let me know other bands or artists that you'd like to see me do this with, whether it be love or hate. Obviously, drop a like on the video while you're here. Let me know that you're enjoying the content that you're seeing right here on Beyond ARTV. And if you would like to help out the channel by subscribing or supporting on Patreon, it's the top link down below. Patreon is a great way to stay engaged, up to date with everything that I'm doing, but also support the channels and get some cool perks in return. Tap the annotation in the corner of your screen to go over there. To see the last episode of Hate It or Love It, tap this annotation right here, or tap right over here to see the most recent video I uploaded on the channel. All of my socials are in the description, and I'll see you soon for more on Beyond ARTV.